This is my week 8 homework. Let's see. So starting out here, we're doing the basic exercises, lines 1 through 5 for importing the libraries. So Y finance. This is fetching the stock price data, and then Panos is handling the data processing and manipulation. The pilot. This is plotting the stock prices and then inflation and the yield curves. And the matplotlib dates. So what this is plotting this is formatting the dates on the x-axis, and the pandas data reader. This is fetching inflation, recession, and then the treasury yield data from Fred. So lines 8 through 9. So this is fetching the stock data, and or define the fetching the stock data, and then it will fetch the stock price from Yahoo Finance. Here, it'll fetch it. We'll have our ticker, and then from these dates, and then on line 9, the auto adjust equals false. This is just ensuring that no dividends or split adjustments, that there will be none, so it doesn't throw us off. Lines 12 or 11 through 13. Here, we're just fixing the multi-index columns because sometimes like Y finance will just return columns, like they'll just say close and they'll have this ticker instead of just close. So this if statement, this is just checking if the columns are multi-index, and then if so, it will just find them. On 15, here we're checking if the data is empty, then it will raise the value error, and it will stop the program, and then it will print out this message. Here, lines 18. So the if close checks if the columns are missing, and if so, they will give us this return. 22 and 23, here we're just calculating the 50-day and the 200-day moving averages. And then 25, this return data is just returning our data. 28, so this fetch inflation. So the purpose of this is that it's fetching the inflation rates in the recession periods from Fred. Down here, the CPI, AU, CSO. So this is a consumer price index, and over here, the web data reader. This is fetching the historical inflation data. And 30, the percent change here. This is just calculating percent change from last year. And for here, the drop now, the purpose of that is just to remove missing values. 33, so the recession web data reader, or the recession, it's what it is, it's fetching the recession data, and a US REC, this is a 1 or 0 indicator, and so that's the purpose of these. 34, shifted shift. So what this is, that will look one row back to see when the recession starts and ends. Line 40, this if-len, this will handle ongoing processes. So if a recession is still happening, it will extend the end date. And for 43, this return will send the inflation data and the recession periods back to be plotted later. 46. So 46 here, we're fetching the latest U.S. Treasury yields. So we have the 1 month, 3 month, the 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, and then the 30 years. 59. Line 59, it's retrieving the latest Treasury bond yield. And so the drop in the ILOC, this is selecting the most recent non-missing yield data that's available. Here's 65 through 85. Here we're just plotting the moving averages and the volumes. So the moving averages and the volumes will both be on or the averages, or the volume will at least be on the y-axis. And so here we're plotting the closing price, or some moving average of 50, and then 200, the colors, and the line style. And here we have the formats, I guess not formats, but the labels of price, the stock price, the moving average. And then here we're plotting the volume, and this POT show will actually show our, I guess, figure. And so here we get to see the closing price, the 50-day moving average, which is dashed, that was set in our program, the 200-day, the volume here on the x-axis, the price, the labels, and then the dates for it. And then moving down, here we're going to be plotting the moving average, we're going to be plotting the inflation. We're plotting the inflation with its recession highlights. And so lines 88, this will plot what we just talked about. Here we have our line, our inflation rate. It's going to be blue, and then label the inflation rate. And then here we have more labels with the keys. And so these are actually plotting it will actually plot it on a graph, the POT, and the plot show will actually finally run it. So I'll get to show you guys that. And so now here we get to see the blue inflation line with the inflation rate, which was our label, and the date, and where the line is at. And now here we're going to be plotting our yield curve. So 104, this is just 104 to 116. We're just going to be plotting our yield curve with its labels, which will be the yield percentage and the maturity, the title of our pop-up, with its values, the markers, the line style, and it will be green. So let me show you guys that. So now we can see our green line style with the figure of it being the U.S. Treasury yield curve. We see the yield percentage and the maturity dates. So for that to run, we're going to choose Apple for our ticker, and then we're going to start running it. These will run the programs that will fetch our stock data, the inflation recession data, our yield curve, and then here it will it's taking all our fetch data to create our graphs, and then it's calling all our functions in order.